Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today is probably Tuesday, and today I'm going to show you guys how to replace the axle. It's a 2000 Honda Civic front axle. I'm going to replace the driver's side. So the reason for me to replace the axle is because I had some noise, and not just noise, it's like a vibration when you're driving the car. It's pretty noticeable. You can even feel it when you're pressing on the gas, letting go of the gas. It's always like a big hit, like someone is throwing a stone at your car. So something like that. And yeah, I'm going to show you what is the real problem with this axle. We are going to replace this one, the longer side, and what we're probably gonna need is the tool to undo the bolts, the lug nuts, 19 millimeter, 17 millimeter, and 14 millimeter for probably all the bolts we have to undo, except this one. We're gonna probably need I think that's a 32. That's specifically for the axle nut. Let's just check. Also, you're gonna probably need one of these pens because you have to put it underneath the transmission, because when we are pulling this end out, it might gonna leak a little. It shouldn't be too much transmission fluid to leak out, but if you have a very nice driveway or something, you don't want to mess it up, it's better if you use one of these. Okay. Okay, so let's see, this is exactly a 32. So again, you're gonna need a 14, 17, 19, and a 32, and of course a breaker bar, because you have to undo that, and it's not gonna come easy. Okay, so first thing first, you're gonna remove the lug nut with the 32. Then you're gonna remove the lug nut bolts. I mean, you don't have to fully remove it, just undo all 4 of them. Then you can jack up the car. When you're working on the car and you're only gonna use the jack, to make sure the whole car is properly jacked up by moving it around a little bit. Make sure that it's sitting, and then you put the wheel underneath the car, because if it drops, you still have a little chance of surviving it. Okay, and as you can see, now I know why I had a noise inside the car. First things first, I unfortunately put over here my my flashlight, so that was always hanging loose over here. Also, if you can see the screws, they came out. They are not supposed to fucking come out. So that's now I know why I had the rattling noise. So if you have a rattling noise, make sure that when you were installing, you know, the new brake, you tied everything down, because mine was giving me some screeching sound. As you can see, probably it was rattling between the hub and the wheel somehow. So I'm going to tie those back. But first things first, after I remove the wheel, I'm going to fully remove the nut. So I was rotating the wheel hub assembly just by your hand, and look at the axle. I don't know if you guys can see it, but it's off balance. The whole thing is off balance. You can see it. And also when I was trying to just touch the rubber boot, if it's ripped or anything, I felt that some of those bearings kind of were sitting in the rubber boot and not into the housing. So I felt it over here, which I knew that is not supposed to. So again, I have a video when I take off of the car, shift into first and second, and you can hear like a huge hit, like a huge thump, and you can hear like the car is creaking. It's coming from the front end. So that's when you know you have to replace the front axle, and it depends where it's coming from. You have to hear it closely. Maybe it's coming from the left side, maybe it's coming from the right side. Mine is definitely the left side. As you can see, even the axle is off balance. It doesn't rotate, you know, like normally. It has like a curvature in it. So I'm going to start removing the bolts that I just discussed, and I'm going to pull the axle. And to do that, you're gonna need a flat bar, crowbar, or something, you know, that you can stuck underneath and just pop it right out. Okay, the second is out too, and I was using the 17mm for both of the bolts, one on the bottom, one on the side. You just remove them. Also, now we're gonna have to remove this bolt and this nut over here. I'm gonna use a 17mm. You're gonna need a wrench, and you're gonna need the socket. Now that it's removed, I probably have to hit it out, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put back the nut and I'm just trying to hit with the hammer. Then you're gonna have to use something to hit it all the way through, because it's not gonna go easy. Okay, so instead of the bottom, I removed the top, and now we just wiggle it out, and now you have plenty of space to remove the axle from here. Okay, one side of the axle is out of the hub. Now we have to remove the other part, the other side, and let's put the bucket first. Put it right underneath where is the transmission, right over there. Okay, so the other end is right over there, and since I don't have a lot of light over here, you better be careful and not to touch the exhaust pipe, because I was driving the car, so it's probably really hot right now. So make sure that you stick that bar between here. The transmission is right over here, and the exhaust pipe is right over here, over there. So you just have to stick in between the transmission and the axle and pop it right out. Okay, now that is out, as you can see, the transmission fluid is coming out. And now we can move this thing around. And the easiest way probably to pull it out is if you cut the other boot right over there. Okay, let's see. You hear that? That's no bueno at all. Okay, to install back the new one, you have to make sure to fit everything through. You can even do it like this. This is the best part. Okay. Almost there. There you go. Make sure that you're not cutting any of the boot. And keep pushing it inside. Getting closer to the location. And now that you kind of pushed it all the way in, as much as you could, I'm still gonna hang out maybe a little more. You have to go underneath and adjust it from there. You have to keep pushing it from here. Since you guys can't see shit, me either, so I'm just keep pushing it with my hands. I'll put down the phone for a second. Now that you put it into the transmission, now you have to push it just a little more, so you're gonna have enough space to put it back into the wheel hub assembly. Okay, once you finally manage to put on the nut, you just tighten it. Okay, you're gonna tighten it as much as you can until you know the whole wheel hub assembly is gonna start rotating. You're gonna start pushing back, you know, put everything back together, put all the nut, all the castle nut up onto all the bolts, and never forget to put in the pin. Always put in the pin into the castle nut, always, all the time. Okay guys, so pretty much all you have to do, what I just showed you earlier. I'm really sorry that I couldn't show you, you know, the whole thing underneath the car, but the sun is about to set, so I need this car for tomorrow ASAP. So I'm really sorry that I couldn't show it to you guys. What I'm going to show you is I'm going to remove the boot probably tomorrow or in the next couple of days, and when I edit this video I'm going to show you like what happened inside. And but as you can hear, it rattles like really bad, like probably one or two bearings is fucked. So that was my problem, and it's not a hard job this whole thing to do, especially if nothing is rusted. If one of the bolts are rusted, well, good luck, because you're gonna need it, and a lot of WD-40 and a lot of banging and a lot of motherfuckers and a lot of cussing. So get ready. You can do this in probably in 40 minutes up to 1.5 hours. It depends how good are you with the tools. I probably managed to do it in an hour. I'm not going to show you how I'm putting all the things back because I already undid all the bolts, and you just have to go back and rewatch that part. I still need to remove the lower control arm and replace it with this one. For the reason is because the one that I have right now on the car, it got a hit. The previous owner or some of his friend who drove the car, I think he hit a pothole or one of the curb, and he messed up the control arm, and the wheel is sitting a little bit closer to the door. So I'm going to remove it and put the new one back. If you can see, I can barely stick to my fingers over here, between the fender and the tire. And if we go on the other side, look at this gap over here. So I can finger bang this side as long as I want. Okay guys, it's nighttime, and what I would like to show you is this is the new control arm, the lower control arm of the driver's side, and this is the old one that I removed. And let's compare the two. As you can see, this one has like a little curvature over here. On the other end, this looks pretty straight compared to this one. I can already feel this one shaped like a banana, and this one is much straight compared to that. Let's see if I put on top of each other. Yeah, so you can't really tell, but this one is a little bit off, and that tiny bit, it's gonna be a big effect on the driving ability. Okay guys, so as I promised, let's see what's going on underneath the boot. And as you can tell, it's pretty worn, but it could have still gone a couple hundred more miles. Oh, look at that. So no wonder this whole thing was destroyed. I don't have to go any further, guys. So that's about it. Everything is destroyed. Am I going to keep this part? But you know what, guys? Forget that. This whole thing is messed up. Just gonna throw it out the way it is. Okay, so if you have that clunking noise, shakes, vibration, like everything, it's probably this is the problem. The front axle, guys.